Hey guys, so it is day 6 of school. Um, this lesson is for September 8th, which is Tuesday, because we've had a 3-day weekend. And I apologize that my voice sounds funny, but I kind of just woke up a little while ago. Um, today's lesson is about resolving conflict. And just so you know, my daughter has an appointment, so that's why I am not able to do this live. So tomorrow, obviously, we'll quickly go over everything that was in here. I'll see if you have any questions. But I just wanted to go through the PowerPoint with you and make sure you know what the assignment is. So this is from our interpersonal communication and relationships portion of the unit that we're in right now. The first part was the mental and emotional health. So um, yeah, resolving conflict. We all have conflict at some point, and we should be able to resolve it without harming ourselves or other people. So there's a little video here. If any of you guys use Brain Pop when you were in elementary school, I personally love Brain Pop, but in high school we do not have a um, subscription to it. But you do need to go quickly watch this video. I'm not going to push play right now because you can watch it on your own, but there is a question on your assignment for today. Um, so just pay attention to the things they tell you that you can do to resolve conflict. So conflict is uncomfortable most of the time, but it is unavoidable. We have it in our lives. Some of us have it more than others. You may have several conflicts in one day, or you may be a person who only has conflicts once a week or once a month. All relationships are going to have conflict at some point because we're not all just going to, you know, live harmoniously and agree on everything. So when you're confronted with a conflict in a loving relationship, you should be able to use healthy methods of dealing with the conflict so that we can move beyond it and our relationship can grow. And I believe it's tomorrow we're going to talk about unhealthy relationships. And so maybe you'll be able to understand a little bit better about how conflict affects relationships. So, conflict and violence. Research shows that lots of violent youth don't know that there are nonviolent alternatives. Maybe they live in a situation where they only see fighting and arguing. Maybe they live in a community where there is lots of violence and, um, they just don't have somebody showing them those nonviolent alternatives. So, usually, if there's violence, somebody's going to get hurt physically, and we know that sometimes people die from violence. So it is important to learn now, how you can try to do things in a nonviolent way. So negatively handling conflict, sometimes that leads to unhealthy other behaviors in our lives. So can lead to drug use, unwise sexual behaviors, unsafe driving. You think about a lot of you probably don't know how to drive yet, but you will be soon, and you will probably witness unsafe driving, people who are frustrated because they're sitting in traffic or they're upset about something else, and then the person in front of them is driving too slowly. Um, and then you see road rage. Hopefully, you do not ever start to do those unsafe driving behaviors yourself. But you have to be ready in case somebody else is, because sometimes you see on the news where uh, road rage led to maybe they pull up to the same stoplight together and then they start arguing, and then somebody pulls out a gun and harms the other person, or uh, they might get into a fist fight. Conflicts at the root of many mental and social health issues as well. So, again, talking about these relationship things later on this week, a lot of times it's because there's conflict and it is not being handled, or it's not being handled in a healthy way. And so, mental health issues, depression and anxiety and PTSD, sometimes conflict can be at the root of those things. So, avoiding conflict or always accommodating yourself to just give other people what they want because it's easier, those are learned but unproductive ways of dealing with conflict. So, accommodating is a negative way of dealing with conflicts. That's when you just always let the other person have what they want. This is not a life or death situation, but let's say, you and your boyfriend or girlfriend, you want to go out and spend time together, and you want to go, maybe one of you wants to go to a movie. Well, arguing over what movie you're going to watch, and then you just don't even want to deal with it. So you just, okay, we'll go see what you want to see all the time, or where you want to go eat, or one day maybe when you're married and you're going on vacation and you just always let your spouse choose what you're going to do. That's accommodating. Think about if you were doing something in a group at school, and other people are saying what they want to do as their part of the contribution to the group, and you just always say, okay, well, I'll just do whatever's left over, even though that's not what you wanted to do. You wanted to do something else. Okay, avoiding, not addressing the conflict, neglecting your own needs and the needs of others. So this is just flat out like, I'm not even going to get into a conflict at all. I might not speak up for anything or even give any suggestions of what I want to do, because I'm just going to avoid it. Or maybe maybe you're in a club or on a sports team where there's been some conflict with teammates or other members, and you just quit going because you just don't even want to avoid it anymore. Okay, those are negative ways. And then competing. So this is when you're always trying to pursue your own goals and you are always trying to be the winner, and you see conflict as a win-lose situation. Okay, I don't care about you. All I care about is that I'm on top. Methods of dealing with conflict that are healthy would be collaboration. So again, you hear this in group work. So you want to make sure that your concerns are met as well as the concerns of other people. Okay, let's all work together. Negotiation. So this, sometimes you hear like hostage negotiation in movies. So one person has something that the other person wants. If it's a hostage, then it's a person. It's basically kidnapping. And I'm not going to free this person until you give me what I want. Usually it's money, right? But negotiation can happen anytime. So, maybe you say, okay, well, if you want this, then I'll give it to you, but you have to give me this. Compromise. So this is when you satisfy some of the needs of both parties. So maybe, you want to go out to dinner and a movie, right? So you say, okay, well, you pick where we go to dinner. I'll pick what movie we go see. And then cooperation. So satisfying as many needs of others as possible. And this is the ideal. But not all of these are going to work in every situation. You can't always give everybody exactly what they want. So usually you're going to go on compromise. I'll give this, but I'll take this. And you get this, but you have to give this. So that's it. The last thing you're going to do is complete the Google Doc, and you have your own copy of it. It just has, like several questions. One of them I said does refer back to the video, but the rest of them are you just self-reflecting and answering questions. There's no research involved, and it shouldn't take you too long. So if you had a busy weekend and you didn't get around to catching up on assignments that had been given before, then go back to day 5 and look at that checklist that I gave you and make sure that you're checking to see if you have done everything. Have you done the coping skills poster? Have you done the Edpuzzles? There was a Google form, or there might have been 2 Google forms. Go back and look at that checklist and make sure you've got everything you need. And I will see you guys tomorrow, Wednesday. Also, don't forget that we have homeroom on Wednesday. So if you have any questions about that, just let me know. I'm not 100% sure how you find out the Google Meet or the Google code for your homeroom teacher. So I will try to find that out and let you know. Hope you guys have a wonderful day.